Good afternoon, and welcome to the Wednesday Word. I thought we could use a change of scenery, so I'm sitting in my yard. I hope you all had a beautiful and blessed Easter. The online worship services were wonderful. Lots of great music, choirs, alleluias, maybe some drive-by visits by the family. Easter is a very glorious day, as it should be. But now it's over, and as I'm writing this, it was Monday. It was rainy and windy and just plain gray. So we're back to being glued to the news and wondering what has happened to our world. Yesterday's high seems to have faded a bit. I imagine that the disciples may have been feeling that way also. They were all in hiding, wondering what happened to their world too. Jesus was gone. They had followed this guy around for 3 years and now he was dead. They had lost their leader and their direction. Even though Jesus had been telling them during that time that he would be leaving them, they just really didn't get it. They may have been thinking now, what was the sense of all this? And what are we going to do now? Maybe they're going to come for us next. So that is where they were when the women came and told them the news about the empty tomb and seeing Jesus. We can imagine what they may have been thinking, that these women really have lost it. But to satisfy them and maybe their own curiosity, they went to check it out. It wasn't until they went in and saw the empty tomb and the grave cloths that they remembered what Jesus had been trying to tell them, and they believed. But did they truly understand? Sometimes I wonder if we truly understand. Do we let doubt and worry creep back into our lives? We may call ourselves Easter people, but how quickly we can go back to a Good Friday world. Right now during this pandemic, it's difficult not to ask why this is happening, when it will end, and sometimes wonder, where is God in all of this? That is when we scratch our head and may begin to doubt that we will ever get out of this mess. This is when that doubt begins to make us question everything, even God. So, we have just taken off our Easter bonnets, thrown away our lilies, and kicked the Easter bunny to the curb. Doubt has come to town. This brings to mind the most famous doubter, Thomas. In the scripture, it does not say why Thomas was not with the disciples the first time Jesus appeared to them. Now we know the disciples were hiding at this point, and maybe Thomas had gone out quickly to Starbucks to get some lattes for the gang, or maybe he snuck to the corner bar for something stronger. We don't know why he wasn't there. Either way, he missed Jesus' first visit. Now you can imagine when he returned how excited the disciples were to tell him about Jesus. You can almost just hear them now. Peter might have said, "Hey Thomas, you're never going to believe this one, but guess who stopped by for dinner?" Then the other disciples may have chimed in, and the excitement, it must have been ear-shattering. But then Thomas's response, "Okay guys, enough with the jokes already. April Fool's was a couple weeks ago. I am not falling for this. I need proof. Anyone get a picture, a video? You expect me to believe all this?" He said, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands, put my finger in the wounds left by the nails, and put my hand into his side, I won't believe." Wow, that's a bit drastic. Ever struggle with your faith? Ever wonder if this is all real? Ever have doubts? Well, if you didn't, you'd be in the minority. Most people have doubts, and everyone may have their faith shaken at some time in their lives. Sometimes at the time when you need that faith the most, you may have the most doubts. These are the situations in life which we have no control over. When my mother, who was a devout Catholic, passed away, I remember sitting there during the Mass, listening to the familiar scriptures, and then later, standing by the grave on this awful, damp, rainy day, I had this fleeting doubt run through my mind. If only for an instant, I thought, I hope it is all true. Sometimes doubt can smack us in the face. It was like, whoa, where'd that come from? I said to myself, get a grip, you're a pastor. My job is to preach about God. What is happening here? I don't have any doubts. Or do I? Well, folks, I believe we all do. We are human. We are not perfect. We fall by the wayside sometimes, and we do have doubts. I read this description of doubt. Doubt is not unbelief. The difference would be that doubt asks questions, where unbelief won't even listen to the answers. It makes me thankful I have faith in God, even if that doubt wanders in every so often. Faith is not the absence of doubt. It is the overcoming of doubt. I like that one too. So now Jesus makes another visit when Thomas was there. He says to Thomas, put your fingers here. Look at my hands. Put your hand into my side. No more disbelief. Believe. Thomas's response, my Lord and my God, not teacher, not Messiah, but God. You are my Lord and my God. These are certainly not the words of a doubter. So the name Doubting Thomas has stuck with poor Thomas all this time. He really did get a bad rap. But let's face it, we can all identify with him at times. We all have doubts at some time or another. So amid all that is going on in the world, do you think maybe God has maybe forgotten about us? Do you think he may have written us off because sometimes we have these doubts? I doubt it. Have a good day. Amen.